Welcome back to our newscast. Today, the United States makes headlines once again as it chases two European individuals for allegedly helping North Korea circumvent sanctions using cryptocurrencies.
We'll have to see how the story unfolds on that one. From Asia, let's move on now to Africa, where one of the poorest countries in the world, Central African Republic, has introduced Bitcoin as legal tender.
Well, that brings me to the next story around adoption. Argentina takes significant steps in regards to Bitcoin. A new initiative in Buenos Aires aims to facilitate the collection of taxes in Bitcoin, an idea that also extends to other places around the globe, such as the state of Colorado in the United States.
Speaking of Bitcoin, the price remains somewhat indecisive, hovering around the $39,700 zone. In today's news, we also review the cryptocurrencies that have seen the most fluctuation in the day, so make sure to stay tuned until the end.
Let's get started. It seems that the public administration of Argentina is looking to make payments of taxes as quick and easy as possible. Buenos Aires has just announced that they will allow the payment of taxes to be made in cryptocurrencies. Furthermore, a series of administrative procedures are looking to be streamlined thanks to blockchain technology.
Absolutely. The Buenos Aires Plus project seeks to strengthen the relationship between citizens and the public sector. The head of the government of the autonomous city of Buenos Aires assures the public that they are working hard to allow citizens that prefer to pay taxes with cryptocurrencies to be able to do so if they want. They already collaborate with some companies in the sector such as Satoshi Tango and Bitso, but will soon begin working with various exchanges to facilitate the payment process.
This trend of facilitating the payment of taxes with crypto apparently continues because, as we saw recently, the state of Colorado also wants to include this option to facilitate the collection of taxes.
100%. Administrations around the world seem to be more than happy to adopt cryptocurrencies so long as it means that people are paying taxes.
Completely agree, Cam. Now let's shift from South America to North America. The US continues to keep a close eye on North Korea. To understand what happened, let's take you back to when the ex-Ethereum developer was accused of conspiring with North Korea to avoid sanctions imposed against the country.
Since then, Virgil Griffith has been sentenced to more than 5 years in prison, and now the American justice system has turned to two European men that are being viewed as accessories to the crime. Alejandro Carlos de Benos and Christopher Ems are the names. Carlos de Benos is known by the media given he is the founder of the Korean Friendship Association. He is a great supporter of the North Korean regime.
Indeed, he is practically the ambassador of North Korea in Europe and will now have to appear before the United States Justice for promoting the cryptocurrency conference in Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea.
The crime that they are accused of could lead to 20 years in prison, although it remains unknown how their arrest could impact the already delicate relationship between the United States and North Korea.
Difficult decisions indeed. Another recent development involves crypto service companies. The Central Bank of Cuba has recently approved the issuance of license for virtual asset service providers.
The license will be delivered to both natural and legal persons, that is, a person or an organization regardless of whether they are from Cuba or not. This decision marks the start of a new strategy by the Cuban financial regulator, which will issue the approval licenses with a validity of 1 year due to the experimental nature of this process.
This seems to be just another step by the country in their crusade for crypto adoption. We must not forget that less than a year ago, in August 2021, the Central Bank of Cuba established a set of regulations on the use of virtual assets in commercial transactions. Providers can now trade with asset class, but only if they are approved by the financial regulatory institution.
While Cuba dips their toes in the adoption of cryptocurrency, the second least developed country in the world goes all in. The National Assembly of the Central African Republic approves a law to make Bitcoin legal tender. A statement from the presidency of the republic assures that they will bring new opportunities to the country.
This measure comes off slightly paradoxical because in the Central African Republic, only 11% of the population actually has access to internet. So the question is, how are citizens going to use cryptocurrencies if they do not have access to internet? In any case, the intention is to create the conditions for strong growth and generate prosperity for citizens in the hopes that infrastructure will arrive at some point?
That's a great question. Now, from one of the poorest countries in the world, let's shift our focus to one of the richest. Dubai is becoming the world centre of crypto after having positioned itself very much in favour of the crypto movement, approving various regulations that have allowed large exchanges such as Binance, FTX or Kraken to obtain licenses to operate in the Emirates.
Exactly. These favourable regulations are enticing businesses, big and small, to incorporate crypto into their day-to-day operations, as is the case of Damac Properties. This massive real estate firm, founded by billionaire Hussein Sajwani, was just announced that it will be opening its doors, as it were, to the purchase of properties with cryptocurrencies.
The $2 billion firm will accept payments from both Bitcoin and Ethereum, for at the moment at least. They are taking this into a step further and will facilitate the conversion to and from fiat currency.
Meanwhile, the price of Bitcoin remains indecisive, placing itself at around $39,700. This volatility is also present in the traditional market. The SP 500 is at 4,250 points approximately. Investors are awaiting the Fed's decision to increase interest rates. Let's not forget that they will meet on May 9th, and there's a high chance that interest rates could rise, which could slow down the economy's growth.
True, and the markets are about to find out the results of the profits and losses of large companies such as Apple and Amazon, which could hint at the overall evolution in the markets over the coming months.
And let's look over the main cryptocurrencies that have spiked over the last 24 hours. GTM leads the way with its hike of 18.3%, followed by the Graph, Secret, Convex and ApeCoin. And this brings us to the end of today's newscast. We'll be back tomorrow with more news around crypto and blockchain technology.
Goodbye.